window.
Now the message is coming.
It is live. Yes.
So, Mathur, shall I start?
Yeah, you can start now.
Okay. Namaskar. Very warm and cherished good evening to all. This is the second national virtual conference being celebrated on the Teachers' Day 2022 on space, science and technology for school students. I am V.K. Jain, ex-scientist engineer G from Space Application Center and head at Channel Amplifier Division, Advanced Optical Communication Division, EPC Tube Amplifier Division, and contributed several high-rel space hardware to INSAT and GEOSAT missions. In the last many years, the young school students of the country have expressed their desire to know more about the basics of space applications of various satellites, designing and launching in their own school. Students have shown eagerness to know more about the functioning and manufacturing of rocket and satellite. First time this conference was held this is the first time when the conference is being held for 4 Indian languages, or that too in the month of September month. This month is actually being celebrated as a Hindi month everywhere in all government offices. So this is a kind of coincidence. We are having the conference in this all 4 Indian languages. This year, it is planned to organize in 4 different languages in Hindi, Gujarati, Kannada, Marathi for easy understanding by the school students. Actually, आज हिंदी पखवाड़ा महीना होने के बावजूद भी मैं अंग्रेजी में बोल रहा हूँ, क्योंकि क्या है कि अभी ये कॉन्फ्रेंस चारों भाषाओं के स्टूडेंट्स के लिए एड्रेस हो रही है. अदरवाइज जो 11, 18, 25 और 22 को शुरू होगी कॉन्फ्रेंस, दिस विल बी इन रिस्पेक्टिव regional languages. So the first time this conference is being held in 4 Indian languages. This year it is planned to organize 4 different languages in Hindi, Gujarati, Kannada, Marathi for easy understanding by the school student. During the conference, a number of invited talk would be delivered by the experienced ISRO retired scientists on various topics related to space science and technology to educate and create awareness among the young students. This national conference is organized by Indian Space Industry Exhibitor ISIE, which is having office at Ahmedabad and Ghaziabad. This Indian Industry Exhibitor ISIE is a vision to spread in Ahmedabad and Ghaziabad based micro venture registered under MSME New Delhi. The vision of ISIE is to spread the awareness about the basics of space science and technology and their application among the young school and college students, along with common men, through invited lectures, seminar, webinar, exhibitions, preferably in the local language. It is a good opportunity for school-going kids to know about the space in their mother tongue. Most respected distinguished chief guest, Dr. Anil Bharadwaj, Director, Physical Research Laboratory, known as a PRL. Dr. Bharadwaj is most appropriate personality for the today's Teachers' Day event, since he is actively engaged in public outreach activities. He delivered about 100 lectures and interacted with more than 50,000 school, college students and teachers. तो मतलब इस कॉन्फ्रेंस के लिए उनसे अप्रोप्रिएट कोई नहीं है जिन्होंने इतने सारे बच्चों को, करीब 50,000 से ज्यादा लोगों को पढ़ाया. साथ में उन्होंने Bharadwaj has over 170 peer-reviewed publication and several chapters in books, including chapters in Encyclopedia of Solar System. He is a great lead scientist of India with a marvelous contribution to the development of planetary space science program in ISRO, Department of Space Planning of Planetary Mission of India. Dr. Bharadwaj has several prestigious national and international award of honors. His detailed biodata will be delivered by Mr. I am impressed about his biodata. The moment I saw him that thing, his PRL website, I found lot of contribution. I wish in the future he should become one of the Nobel laureates from India. A lot of contribution, really. And I also encourage में जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स उनसे ये मेरी गुजारिश है, उनका बायोडाटा देखिए, उन्होंने कितना कंट्रीब्यूशन अपने फील्ड में किया है, प्लैनेटरी मिशंस में, इसरो में, और भी बहुत सी मतलब इनोवेटिव आइडियाज में. तो इस टाइप का डेडिकेशन आज स्टूडेंट्स के लिए जरूरत है. तो टीचर्स डे में एक बहुत बड़ा योगदान होगा यदि स्टूडेंट्स का भी, यदि जो स्टूडेंट्स इसी श्रद्धा और इसी विश्वास के साथ, इसी जागरूकता के साथ पढ़ाई करेंगे. तो अदर ऑनलाइन रिस्पेक्टेड डिग्निटरीज in the inaugural session, Shri A.C. Mathur Sahab, former Group Director, Space Application Center, ISRO, and Managing Director of Indian Space Industry Exhibitor, ISIE, Shri D. Subramaniam, retired Deputy Director of Microwave Systems Area of Space Application Center, ISRO, Shri J.V. Venkatramaiah, retired Senior Scientist from URSC and ISRO Headquarters and Coordinator of PSF KRVP, Shri B.D. Mehtaji, ex-Senior Scientist from Space Application Center, ISRO, most valuable invited guest, professional academician, and esteemed prominent speaker from institutions, ISRO, industries, enthusiastic student participants from various school, teachers, and other professionals. The event organizers are Indian Space Industry Exhibitor, ISIE, co-sponsors, Shri Lal Bahadur Space Science Gallery, Stuti Baul, Ghaziabad, knowledge partners and supporters for this event, Science Club and NGOs, SURF Ahmedabad, whose directors is present, Shri Hariom Bas, in this webinar conference, UL Space Club Kozhikode, Pupil Science Forum, Mysore, Space Geek Mumbai, Chintamani's co-founder is also present in the conference right now. Professional associates of association with IIT Roorkee, Alumni Association, Ahmedabad, UOR 77 Batch Foundation, New Delhi. Mr. A.C. Mathur has contributed tremendously for both this association. Private venture, V-Skill Ghaziabad, Travel Plaza, Ahmedabad, Anant Technology, Bangalore, MyCop Private Limited, Ahmedabad, Stuti Baul, Ghaziabad. It's difficult to name all speakers and key personality and associate. I beg an excuse and apologize since I could not name them. Very warm and cherished good evening to all. Sabhi ka tahe dil se bahut bahut hardik swagat. It's a really unique opportunity to learn and interact with key personalities, invited speakers. There will be 12 talks. They will deliver on 11th, 18th, and 25th every Sunday. And the languages I already told you, Hindi, Gujarati, Kannada, and Marathi. So speakers for these talks will be Mr. C.M. Nagarani, Senior Scientist from Space Application Center, V.K. Jain, myself, B.D. Mehta, former Senior Scientist, who is also present in the conference, and dignitaries, Mr. J.P. Joshi, former Senior Scientist, Space Application Center, ISRO, P.S. Prabhudas Thakkar, P.S. Thakkar, Senior Scientist in Space Application Center, Shri A.A. Bokil, retired Senior Scientist from URSC, earlier it is known ISAC, ISRO, Dr. Rajshri Bothale, Deputy Director, NRSC, ISRO, Mr. Kalu Barme, former Senior Scientist from SAC ISRO, Dr. Guru Prasad, former Director, ISRO Headquarters, Mr. J.V. Venkatramaiah, former Senior Scientist, ISRO, MS Rupa, Senior Scientist from ISRO, Mr. Giri, Senior Scientist from ISRO Headquarters. So all these speaker will deliver the key talks in the following topics. They will cover glimpses of Indian space program, basic types of artificial satellite and student satellite, and societal application for space science and technology. So now, अब हम शिक्षक, आज शिक्षक दिवस है जो डॉक्टर सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन के जन्मदिन की याद में मनाते हैं. आओ हम मेरा सबसे अनुरोध है आगे बढ़ें और कार्यक्रम को प्रारंभ करें. अतः मैं मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर अनिल भारद्वाज जी का परिचय देने के लिए श्री चिंतामणि पै, को फाउंडर स्पेस गीक मुंबई को आमंत्रित करता हूं, वो डिस्टिंग्विश्ड चीफ गेस्ट का परिचय दें। धन्यवाद सर।
Thank you, sir. Very good evening to everyone. I hope it's a very fortunate to be a part of this event. And in fact, the whole idea was conceived a year ago, and I must give credit to all the ex-ISRO scientists who are playing a great role, what I call as their second innings. And even if after their retirement, they are doing a great role by actually contributing in space awareness, especially about the ISRO and contributions by ISRO in various top space technology projects. And as a part of that, this whole idea was conceived last year, and we had organized this first virtual conference, which is for school students. And that is very exciting because I feel that nowhere in the country this kind of event is organized, which is actually meant for school students. And where we see nowadays, as we see that a lot of school students are taking part in balloon projects or a CubeSat projects. So I think this organizing this virtual national conference for space sciences and technology for school students is actually a step towards that, where we plan to give exposure to school students at a very young age. And I thank all the experts who have been supporting behind the scenes to make this event successful. And sir, we are very fortunate to have our today's chief guest, Dr. Anil Bharadwaj, who is also Director of Physical Research Laboratory, Ahmedabad, which is one of the leading institutions in space science and space technology and contributing to the development and progress of the country in space. So we are very fortunate to have you, sir. And I will now officially introduce our today's speaker. So Dr. Anil Bharadwaj, he is the Director of Physical Research Laboratory, and he finished his MSc from Lucknow University in the year 1987, and followed by PhD from the Institute of Technology, Banaras Hindu University in the year 1992. He joined Indian Space Research Organization in the year 1993 as a scientist at the Space Physics Laboratory of the Vikram Sarabhai Space Center, VSSC in Trivandrum. He became the head of newly formed Planetary Science branch of SPL in the August 2007 and was subsequently the director of SPL during the February 2014 till February 2017. Currently, he is the director of Physical Research Laboratory, and he has also worked at NASA's Marshall Space Flight Center, USA for about 2 years as National Academy of Science Senior Research Associate during 2004 to 2005. Dr. Bharadwaj also initiated the research in the planetary science at SPL and contributed to the development of planetary science program in ISRO, Department of Space, and planning planetary missions of India. He was the principal investigator of SARA experiment on the first Indian lunar mission Chandrayaan-1, which was revolutionized our understanding on the interaction of solar wind with the moon through several new findings. He is the PI of MENCA experiment on the Indian Mars orbiter mission. His team has PI-led experiments on Chandrayaan-2 orbiter, lander and rover, and Chandrayaan-3 rover and lander missions as well. Apart from that, also on the solar missions on Aditya L1. He has been the observer on Chandra and XMM Newton X-ray observatories, Hubble Space Telescope, Giant Meteor Wave Radio Telescope. His primary research field is in the planetary and space sciences and solar system exploration. He has made outstanding contributions in the field of solar system X-ray astronomy, including discovery of X-rays from the rings of Saturn and X-ray flares from Jupiter and Saturn, and theoretical modeling of aurora and air glow emissions and photochemistry in the planetary upper atmospheres, ionospheres, and comets. His research findings have led to several press releases by NASA, European Space Agency, ISRO Story of the Week, cover pages of American and European journals, American Geophysical Union journal highlights. Dr. Bharadwaj has over 170 peer-reviewed publications and several chapters in books, including a chapter in the Encyclopedia of the Solar System. Dr. Bharadwaj has supervised several PhDs as well as MTech and MPhil students and provided guidance to many students and summons research fellows of Indian academies. He has organized more than 60 scientific sessions at international conferences, many national conferences, seminars, workshops. In recent years, he delivered more than 50 distinguished lectures or special invited talks. He actively engages himself in public outreach activities and has delivered about 100 lectures and interacted with more than 50,000 school, colleges, students, and teachers. He was the editor-in-chief of Advances Geosciences during the year 2005 to 2011, associate editor of Advances in Space Research during 2014 to 2020, and on editorial board of Planetary and Space Science and Molecular and Astrophysics, and is currently also the editorial board member of Space Science Reviews and reviewer for many journals. He is a member of several ISRO national and international committees on planetary and space sciences. He has been a member of governing council and research council of number of research institutions in India. Dr. Bharadwaj has received several awards and honors, including the most coveted Shanti Swarup Bhatnagar Prize and the Infosys Prize in the Physical Sciences in the year 2016. His various other awards and honors include Nehru Centenary Lecture of Kerala Academy of Sciences in the 2007, ISRO Team Achievement Award for the Chandrayaan-1 in the year 2008, Indo-Swedish Project Award from the Swedish Research Council in the year 2010, Indo-Swiss Joint Research Program Fellowship for 2010, ISRO Merit Award in the year 2012, AOGS Planetary Science Distinguished Lecture, Japan, in the year 2014. The Institute of Technology conferred their first Distinguished Alumnus Award on him in the year 2015. And also the Dr. P.R. Pisharotti Memorial Lecture of the Kerala Science Congress in the 2015, followed by INSA Venu Bapu Memorial International Award in the year 2016, and Decennial Award of Indian Geophysical Union in the 2017, and Lunar and Planetary Society's Endowment Lecture of Gujarat Science Academy in the year 2018. ISRO honored him with the Outstanding Achievement Award, which is the highest award of ISRO, in the year 2017, and Uttar Pradesh state government felicitated him for distinguished work in science and technology during the first UP Divas in 2018. He's awarded the J.C. Bose National Fellowship in the 2019 and Professor M.G.K. Menon Lecture Award of the National Academy of Sciences India in the year 2021. Dr. Bharadwaj is also an elected fellow of Indian National Science Academy, Indian Academy of Sciences, and the National Academy of Sciences India, as well as the Indian Geophysical Union, Kerala Academy of Sciences, Gujarat Science Academy, and Astronautical Society of India. He's an elected academician of the International Academy of Astronautics and elected member of International Astronomical Union. He was elected president of Asia Oceania Geosciences Society Planetary Science for 2006 to 2010 and the vice chair of COSPAR Commission B during 2012 to 2020. Currently, he is a member of the Council of National Academy of Sciences India and the chairman of the Joint National Committee of INSA International Science Council for COSPAR, URSI, and the SCO STEP, the Scientific Committee on the Solar Terrestrial Physics. I think, so we are very fortunate to have you here. And I think we cannot find a great person better than you to inspire students on the occasion of the today's Teachers' Day. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, Chintamani. Now, Mr. D, I request D. Subramaniam, retired Deputy Director of Space Application Center, ISRO. He has been Deputy Director in Microwave Systems area. He will tell about the Teachers' Day significance. Mr. Subramaniam, please go ahead.
Namaste to everybody. Very good evening to all my friends and dear students, esteemed guests Just now, we heard about Dr. Bharadwaj, one of the very leading scientists in the country. He has spoken so much about him. So I also feel that he is the right person. And all the students present here are very fortunate to listen something from such a great scientist who can definitely inspire the students, especially. Of course, we have retired. Our contribution is more or less over, but a personality like him can definitely make a difference for the student community, especially the high school and college students. So I welcome you, sir, Dr. Bharadwaj. And I also take this opportunity to thank all my friends, Mathur Saab, Jain Saab, Mehta ji, to give me this particular opportunity. At the outset, I just want to pay my real deep sense of respect to all the teachers in the entire world, not only in India. Of course, we are celebrating this particular event in India, but teachers community is spread all over the world. It is not limited to only our country. And everywhere teachers' role is more or less same, whether it is in India or abroad, anywhere, over the globe. So I sincerely convey my deep sense of respect to all the teachers community, because even my family is endowed with number of teachers in the university, in the tribal villages, and in high schools like that. So I know how a teacher works and what is his real contribution and all that. Okay. Today, in fact, I feel very much honored to stand here and address all the students on this particular occasion of Teachers' Day. Words really fall short when I start to describe how important role a teacher plays in the student's life. I can only say what our Vedas also teach us about a teacher. It's a very famous shloka. I think everybody, whoever is present here, knows this shloka by heart. Guru Brahma, Guruhu Vishnu, Guruhu Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. So everybody understands. I don't have to really explain the meaning. Anyway, still I would like to just tell, it means that a teacher himself is a combination of all forms of gods. And that's why teacher's place is considered above God in our society. There is a very famous couplet in Tulsi Ramayana also. In our history, a teacher is given utmost importance because we know that a mother's womb gives only shape to the human body, whereas a teacher gives a shape to human values, and he gives strength to the student, and he will give a shape to make the student a very, very cultured citizen and a very responsible citizen who will take care of the country interests. Anyway, we all have gathered here to celebrate the day, which is dedicated to our hard-working teachers. This day is commemorated on the anniversary of Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Everybody knows that he was the second president of our country after Dr. Rajendra Prasad. So Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan was a very great teacher. We'll talk about his academic career later. So because of his great teaching qualities and contribution, today is commemorated. Today being his birthday, we are celebrating it as Teachers' Day. In fact, the Teachers' Day celebrations have started in the year of 1962. And since then, it has become an honorary tradition for our country. This day is celebrated to remember the vital role of teachers in our society. According to Sri Radhakrishnan, true teachers are those who help us think for ourselves. That is the quality a teacher should inculcate in the student. A teacher plays a backbone in the construction of society. Like I said in the beginning, it is the teacher who gives shape to the character of a student. He nurtures the naive child, an innocent child, with his knowledge and experience and turns him into a sincere, knowledgeable, and responsible citizen. My dear students, you know, teachers enroute you people with knowledge, basic values, and determination. They also teach you how to face the problems in life with courage and a strong mind and heart. I will take this opportunity to sincerely thank all the student teachers community. Now, dear friends, I just want to tell few facts about Sri Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, he was born on 5th September in Tiruttani of erstwhile Madras Presidency. Presently, it is in Tamil Nadu state. He was an Indian academician, professor, philosopher, and later became a politician. He served as the first Vice President of India, that is from 1952 to 1962 for 10 years, during which period Dr. Rajendra Prasad was our president. So after that, he became the president of our country from 1962 to 1967. He has been one of India's most distinguished 20th century scholars of comparative religion and philosophy. Dr. Radhakrishnan's father was a revenue official in the service of a local Jamindar. Radhakrishnan was a bright student from the beginning and a scholarship holder throughout his academic life. He took up studies in philosophy by chance. He was having a cousin in the same town who was having a lot of philosophy books. Radhakrishnan, being a very bright person and a very intelligent boy, he was also reading on and off, and gradually developed interest in this particular subject. So he pursued his education in philosophy. He once said that the challenge of Christian critics impelled him to make a study of Hinduism and find out what is living and what is dead in this particular religion. That has inspired him. He also said his pride as a Hindu roused by the enterprise and eloquence of Swami Vivekananda. He was so much inspired by Vivekananda. He was deeply hurt by the treatment accorded to Hinduism in missionary institutions during that time, when he was a student and youth. His bachelor's degree thesis was on the ethics of Vedanta and its metaphysical presuppositions. Very deep subject, not my cup of tea. And he has written this thesis at young age of 20 years. He was in his final year graduation, maybe BA. It was a reply for the criticism on Hinduism by the Christian missionaries. So this led him to his critical study of Indian philosophy and religion. After completing his education at Madras Christian College in 1911, he became assistant professor and later professor of philosophy at Madras Presidency College, which is a very, very college of repute. Subsequently, he became professor of philosophy at the University of Mysore, 1918 to 1921. So later he moved to Calcutta. Just I want to narrate a small anecdote. When he was about to leave Mysore, I think Mysore Maharaja has arranged a horse cart to take him to railway station. Then it seems many of his students of Mysore University, they came and they have simply released all the horses. Then they themselves have taken the position of the horses and pulled it right up to the station. That is the esteem he was holding in the student community. So after this, after leaving Mysore University, he moved to Calcutta University as King George V chair. He was there from 1921 to 1932. Later, he became professor of Eastern religion and ethics at University of Oxford, 1936 to 1952. He became the first Indian, in fact, to hold a professional chair at the University of Oxford. We all know how Britishers were teaching Indians during their reign. But he was given that particular honor. He was Upton lecturer at Manchester College, Oxford in 1926, 1929, and 1930 also. In 1930, he was appointed Haskell lecturer in comparative religion at the University of Chicago. That is where Swami Vivekananda also has addressed the conference on world religions. He was the vice chancellor of Andhra University from 31 to 36. Later on, he became the vice chancellor of very prestigious university, that is our Banaras Hindu University from 1939 to 1948. So people can see how great he was with respect to his academic career and contribution. Of course, as a great academician, he has written many articles for journals of repute, like the Quest, Journal of Philosophy, and the International Journal of Ethics. He also has written many books, including Philosophy of Rabindranath Tagore, The Arena of Religion in Contemporary Philosophy. Radhakrishnan-ji, he believed that Tagore's philosophy is the real, genuine manifestation of Indian spirit. His philosophy was grounded in Advaita. Radhakrishnan-ji, he was a very great scholar in Advaita philosophy, which was also propagated by Adi Shankaracharya. He defended Hinduism against what he called uninformed Western criticism, contributing to the formation of contemporary Hindu identity. It is but natural, say, during that time, these white-skinned people, they were looking down upon our Hindu, our Indians in general, and they were reading something and misunderstanding all our scriptures, our Vedas, our Puranas, completely misunderstanding. Naturally, see, if we read their religion and in the very first reading, if you start interpreting, it will not be right. But they being very, what do you call, complex, so they were misinterpreting. So this is how Radhakrishnan ji has tried to give his reply. This is what even Vivekananda ji also did during this Chicago trip. Now, Radhakrishnan ji explained that Hinduism makes us to look upon all creations as one. That is Vasudhaika Kutumbakam, which is not there in any other religion. As far as I know, I am not a authority. The spirit of Abheda, particularly, the Vedanta requires us to respect human dignity and demands the recognition of man as a man. There should not be any discrimination between one caste and other caste or creed or religion. That is what he said. He saw Hinduism as a scientific religion based on facts apprehended via intuition or religious experiences. Radhakrishnan started his political career rather a bit late in his life. After his successful academic career, in 1931, he was nominated to the League of Nations Committee for Intellectual Cooperation. Sri Radhakrishnan represented India at UNESCO 1946 to 1952 and was also ambassador of India to Soviet Union from 1949 to 1952. He was also elected to the Constituent Assembly of India. He was against state institutions imparting denominational religious instructions. Radhakrishnan Ji was elected as the first Vice President of India in 1952, as I said in the beginning, and elected as the second President in 1962, and he was there up to 1967. He received a number of prestigious awards during his life, including knighthood in 1931, that is before independence. Bharat Ratna, the highest civilian award, in 1954 he received it, and honorary membership of the British Royal Order of Merit in 1963. He received awards from Germany and France also. In 1937 and in 1938.
Subramaniam Sahib, I request you to cut short a little bit to maintain our time schedule.
No. Maybe just another 2-3 minutes.
Okay. Thank you.
Just 2-3 minutes. In 1937 and 1938, both the years, he was nominated for a Nobel Prize in Literature, but anyway, he could not get selected. So these are the great achievements. He also received a very prestigious Templeton Prize for advocating non-aggression and conveying the universal reality of God that embraced love and wisdom for all people. So he showed us knowledge is very important. He is one of the rarest individuals who understood and interpreted Hinduism in the recent times. He fought against uninformed critics of Hinduism and convinced them through his knowledge and arguments. So these are few things just I wanted to talk about Radhakrishnan Ji. So finally, I would say that Teachers' Day is not only about celebrating our teachers, but also about including their values and carrying their teaching ahead to coming generations. So thank you very much to everybody who has given me this opportunity. Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Thank you, Subramaniam Ji,
Thank you,
for
sir.
guiding the students to follow the values, and also telling about the Radhakrishnan's details
Thank you.
things. So I think our students will certainly be inspired and will understand why we are celebrating the Teachers' Day, how it is important. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. So next, now I request Sri JV, Jagannathan Venkatramaiah. He will explain about the webinar concept in regional language. In fact, this was his idea. He inspired Mr. Mathur and us to have a Teachers' Day celebration again. Last year we will held, but he told Kevil, the great thing is that he was very much sick just 2 days back. He was almost bedridden and was depending on the lot of medicines. So Mr. JV is a retired senior scientist from ISRO headquarters. He is a coordinator for PSF, KRBP, etc. So Mr. JV is requested to explain why he has such a wonderful idea.
Thanks to VK Jain brother, and as usual, my sincere thanks to my senior brother AC Mathur. Since 1 year, I found a new, pilot in the spaceship which is going for space education outreach in India. That is AC Mathur. Sir, I want to compliment and congratulate Dr. Anil Bharadwaj. I met you in Athens, 44th Coast Par, especially when you are making presentation on the moon, I was in that session, and Mathurji reminded me, did you meet Dr. Bharadwaj? And what a great profile you have got, sir. Vikram Sarabhai, then Kastur Rangan, UR Rao, the legacy, the heritage, I think is so much imbibed. Hats off to you, sir, before I start anything. Anyway, I'll take only 2 minutes to tell what exactly is the concept about. I'm a very simple, in fact, my father would have completed 99th year if he were to be alive. Today was his birthday, and he was a teacher and a farmer. And he was also a classmate of Dr. H. Narasimhaya, the great Gandhian and founder of National College Basavannagudi. And the National College Basavannagudi has produced so many great scientists like A.S. Kiran Kumar himself. And so what I want to tell in a very nutshell is, I have traveled thrice to Japan, thrice to China, many times to Europe, and I am an alumni and mentor at ISU. Blessing of Professor U.R. Rao, I became a course for associate at 2012 Infosys. So what I'm feeling is, there is so much of a deluge of information from Aryabhata to Gaganyaan, and now the space exploration. In each language, if I'm right, in each language. Unfortunately, we are making students a very tough task of understanding English, understanding things in English, and try to get into original contributions. I remember a case, before I close, in Australia and New Zealand, when I was taking my Southern Hemisphere program under International Space University, high school students do water rockets. And their backyard is their experimental yard. And you know what happens? The ultimate result is, by the time they become graduates, they would have become entrepreneurs in space. Here, we are looking for the entrepreneurs to come here. It should be the other way. Entrepreneurship should emerge. And that is possible only in Indian cultural heritage. So I want to conclude by saying that, one, the literary heritage, it could be the Vedic information or the modern science, that is the rich heritage, education, heritage. The second is the ongoing trends, which space has, it's a deluge. I can tell you, each of the students who participate in this program, courtesy JSS Vidyapita, we have a book on space technology and social implication. A lecture was given by Dr. A.S. Kiran Kumar totally in Kannada. The Swamiji was totally shocked, and that we have got it translated to English. Each participant will try to ensure some sponsors come forward to give them free, you see. And I took 100 copies to Athens, 44th course par. It was a wonderful experience of mine to share with the international community. So I want to conclude by saying that why these different languages? Because language is the heartbeat of anybody. There is a child heart. You can imagine one small situation. You ask anybody, including ourselves, think in mother tongue, visualize in mother tongue, and communicate in whatever language you want. The originality will be there, and it will definitely enable the individual and the society and the space community. I want to thank A.C. Mathur Saab and the whole ISI. To me, it looks like a great, team which can make a big whale of a difference. Sir, many, many thanks, sir. Kind of. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor JB, for your nice word about this webinar's language selection and our feelings. Certainly, everybody can grow faster and best way by if he uses his own mother tongue. और ये जब भी मैं विदेश गया हूँ, जापान या किसी और कंट्री में, तो मैंने देखा वहाँ पे सभी लोग अपनी रीजनल लैंग्वेज में बात करते हैं. और मैं उनके चेहरे देखता था, मगर वो मुझे समझा देते थे, बट वो उनका कम्युनिकेशन इतना फास्ट होता है. जापान में, फ्रांस में, जहाँ पे कहीं भी गया तो मेरा तो बहुत अच्छा अनुभव है कि पिकअप करने का एक बहुत अच्छा साधन है. और इसी वजह से शायद हमने ये जेबी के आइडिया को फॉलो किया, और ऐसा आगे भी करते रहेंगे आगे के वेबिनारों में, जिससे कि ज्यादा से ज्यादा लोग उससे प्रभावित हों और उसको सीख सकें. So now, thank you, sir. Now next we are Mr. B.D. Mehta, Bharat D. Mehta. He's a retired senior scientist from Space Application Center and headed Electrons Tube Amplifier Division. He was my colleague there in ISRO. So I invite him to deliver his give the presentation about ISIE activities. The ISIE is inspiring us for such type of webinar because of his motive. Thank you, sir. Please, Mehta ji.
Yeah, Mehtaji, I request you to cut short some of the unwanted things to maintain
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
We
yeah,
have
yeah,
already
yeah. Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Sure, sure, sure. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I especially to Dr. Anil Bhardwaj ji, Mathur Saab, Jain Saab, JV Saab, and all dignitary. Actually, this program is sponsored by, specially organized by the ISI. So I want to give some few highlights about the ISI activity. I'm a screen. I think it may be visible. Can you see this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is about the Indian Space
Perfect.
Industry Exhibitor ISI. If I tell about this or ISI, it's a micro venture and it was registered in educational company in the June 2018, initiated by.
You can make full screen if possible. Otherwise, you go ahead, please.
This is a full screen actually from my side.
Okay, please continue.
Okay. It has already registered office at Ahmedabad, Ghaziabad. If I can give you the brief about Mr. S.C. Mathur, as you all well know, he did the BE and ME in Mechanical Engineering in 77 and joined SAC ISRO in 78 and retired in the superannuation in 2017. He is a life member of various uh, societies like ASI, SME, and founder and ex-president of SSME also, currently president of IIT Roorkee Alumni Association. The active in delivering various talks to schools, college, and conferences about space application for the common man and the challenges for the young engineers. Our vision about ISI, if I can give you in brief, to spread the awareness about the tremendous application of space science and technology among the young school and college student, along with the common man through popular lectures, awareness seminars, and exhibitions. We have an advisory board. Majority is from our SAC ISRO. Now the activity we carry out about the awareness of seminar for students, national seminar conference for researchers, professors, short-term courses, space science galleries, and the skill development program. And additionally, we are also publishing the space magazine named Antariksh Udyog. We have these are the few activities we have carried out in last years, like where we organized a seminar, webinar on satellite communication, different types of material structures, remote sensing, 3D printing, and many, many more. During 21
I think
also,
slides are not changing, Mehtaji.
is it okay now?
Slides are not. First slide is
Now,
still visible.
oh, I can stop here and again I will try
You have to
to
rejoin.
connect.
Please go ahead quickly.
Is it now? You can see.
It is okay now. You please go ahead quickly.
Okay, just during 21 also, we have a series of lectures on satellite navigation, Navic, and application for common man. Popular talks also did in the National Science Day. Then we have a various collaboration with academic like IIT, Shivnadar, R&D like Atira Ahmedabad, NGOs like
You are muted, I think. Some bandwidth issue probably from your side.
Hello.
And now it's okay. Your picture was frozen.
Now
it's okay. Short-term courses you have display.
Yeah. And short-term course on composite material technology and short-term course on SATCOM on Earth Station. Then plan also for the mobile space science exhibition that also we are planning, and awareness seminar of various other subjects like space thermal subsystem and the habitats in on mining on the moon, and the team of engineers working on it, and the space education seminar for the school teachers and students. Then also a space science and technology for the common man. So these are the different topics in future we will try, like remote sensing, satellite communication, space material, advanced manufacturing design, additive manufacturing, development of for space software, etc. And we have also an association with academic institution, those who can come forward and join with us to organize similar kind of lectures and seminars wherever it is possible. They can also join in good activity. So here also a gallery at Space Science Gallery at the Ghaziabad, which we already started by Sri Yeshi Mathur, is his own home, and various activities they've already started, and people are visiting and taking advantage of it. We also try to incorporate models of satellite, posters, books on the space topic, etc. And we, as I told you, there is a Antriksh Udyog magazine, which we have. This magazine highlight the work carried out by mainly research activity, academician institutions, product development by the Indian government, private industry, etc. We have till now 7 issues we have already published. This is on a digital platform. It is an quarterly we are publishing with the different topics of every issue. This time also we are releasing 8th issue. Will be inaugurated by Dr. Anilji. I think next we will be conducting this. And this is the editorial board for the Space Magazine, B.D. Mehta, myself, chief editor, and other our senior scientists like D. Subramaniamji, Dr. S.M. Bhandariji, S.C. Mathurji, Sri K.P. Palsurji, Sri Sanjeev Kada, Dr. M. Srinivasam, Sivaraman, and Sri Vinod Kumar Srivastavji. These are the just highlighting few of the issues which we have already published in the previous one. And for these ASI, you can contact Mr. A.C. Mathur. His phone number and the email address has been given. Thank you very much. Jain Saab, over to you.
Thank you. I think that you yourself have to take this release of this magazine.
Yes, yes.
Online release.
Yes, yes.
So you display something and Dr. Bhardwaj sir will inaugurate it.
Correct.
Please show your this magazine.
Yeah. So as I told you that we also publish regularly on a regular interval this Antriksh Udyog magazine on a digital platform. This is the 8th issue today we are releasing. As already I highlighted, these are the activity which we carried out mainly in the magazine. These are the first issue which we have inaugurated or released by Sri Professor Pramod Kaleji, and the second one subsequently by Sri Vinod Joshi from ISRO headquarters. Third issue by Nilesh Desai, Director SAC. 4th issue by P.V. Venkatakrishnan, Director CBPO, ISRO headquarters. 5th issue was released by Padma Shri A.S. Kiran Kumarji. And the 6th issue, Raj Kumar, Director NRSA. 7th issue was released on 19th April by R.K. Rajayangam as a XPD Inset series and President of Planet Aerospace Bangalore. So this I already told you the editorial board and release of magazine previously. These are the highlighted. Every magazine have a specific topic. This one is a small satellite update. Then it's on orbit satellite servicing and refueling, and then IRNSS NAVIC activity, and then in the COVID we also have a telemedicine seminar on the special issue on telemedicine, then space tourism, the 6th issue. The last one was the space material issue. The current magazine, which is containing the topic of lunar exploration 2.0. So I request Dr. Anil Bhardwaj to release this 8th issue of our Antriksh Udyog magazine. Sir,
Bharat,
You
please.
are
Bharat
going to
Mehta,
show
sir,
the
you
magazine.
can share the screen of the magazine.
Yeah.
Magazine का screen share करो भाई.
Yeah. I am just requesting Bhardwaj. This is the first cover, and I am also.
He's co-host, sir.
Magazine is not visible.
No. Now you can see.
Can you share the screen, Bharat Mehta, sir?
Yeah. Please hold on. Is it now visible?
Yeah, it is now visible. You scan through pages if it is.
Yeah. Correct. This is the first page. This is the issue which contains the cover story as a lunar exploration 2.0 and other news containing on this. This is the editorial board detail. This is a feature. This is the editorial desk. Then we have a lunar exploration 2.0, which contains the detail about the how moon was explored back, and so many havoc was there at that time, and there was a one silent period, and now again the moon exploration regained, and so many other various countries also already started reinvented because of their resources and many other things. So this all explanation is already given in this article, particularly to the common man and also to the students, those who are interested in such kind of activity. It is also including our Indian moon mission also, and the currently which we are going as a Chandrayaan 3. Now also we have given some India's small powerful launch vehicle like SSLV brief detail, then contains the startup drive, which is already in the India for the small satellites. That also I tried to cover up in one of the small articles. And there are many other articles which is concerned to the space industry. That's already I have incorporated in this, and this we will be releasing today and also circulated to all our space fraternity members. And we also contains the tech tools, which also gives some lighter moment into it. And also there will be a news brief, which contains news into the very brief mode, which is very highlighted now, just like our small satellite, which is already built by the and try to launch in our latest launch. So these are the content which are already incorporated, and the activities which already we did in the past, that also we try to incorporate, and some of the industry calendar that we will try to incorporate. So these are the details where one can reach to editorial board, and they can also try to give their advertisement, if any, about their space, about the industry like that. So they can contact either Mr. Mathur on a given number, or you can contact me. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much, Mehtaji. Dr. Bharadwaj, please unmute yourself, sir. Yeah, I think you have received the soft copy, sir, and you can make some comment and
yes, sir.
As well as give your keynote address, sir, for guiding us and to the students.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we will most welcome you for this activity which we are doing, and you can also guide us how more. Oh, thank you, sir.
Very good, sir.
Thank you very much.
So he has taken a printout of this.
Very
good, sir.
So this is released.
Thank you, sir. Can you just show again? नीचे रख के मैं उसका screenshot ले लूं. I also request others to kindly switch on their camera and make it zoom this thing view.
Okay, so can you see it now better?
Yes, sir. Better. I am seeing your face as well as the magazine, sir.
Yes, both should be there, right?
Both are there. Chintamani, can you take the gallery views with all participants can switch on the camera to the possible extent? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. And this is released. Antriksh Udyog, such a nice magazine, and I understand that this is the 8th issue of this magazine, and it is focused on many aspects, including lunar exploration 2, and I will talk about that slightly later, but let me formally thank all the organizers. Namaskar, very good afternoon, Kem Cho, Adabars, to all ISRO colleagues, A.C. Mathur ji, A.K. Jain ji, Subramaniam ji, Mehta ji, Jagannath, in short JV, and I can see many others on the screen.
Just wait, sir. Your two PRL, sir, two are PRL colleagues are also there. Mr. Anil Gokal and Hariom Vats. That time you and
Hariom Vats is there.
Please switch on your camera, sir.
And all those who have joined us, Anil Nikhil is there, Prabhalu Thakkarji is there, Jan Joshi I can see, Hariom Vas now I can see, and many more who have joined probably live on this telecast, which is going to all the students who are joining us and all space enthusiasts. Today is a very special event on a very special day. A special event is the inauguration of the second National Virtual Conference, which is on space science and technology for school students for 6th to 12th standard. And this is the second virtual conference. So kudos to all the members of ISIE, that is Indian Space Industry Exhibitors. And a very special day because today is a Teachers' Day. And our Subramaniam ji has already told us in much more detail about the work and the life of Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan ji. And I had a direct connection with him, which is because he was the Vice Chancellor of BHU, Banaras Hindu University, during the year 1939 to 1948. And I am an alma mater. The BHU is my alma mater. So I did my PhD from BHU. And let me add to what Subramaniam ji told about Radhakrishnan ji, Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan ji, is that not only he was a Vice Chancellor of BHU, but he was actually regularly taking classes. Because when I was a PhD, I was hearing a lot about him, and I
Really
read
great,
about that he never missed his classes. Though being a Vice Chancellor, he was taking regular classes. And that is why in 1949, up to 48 he was there. And then when he was leaving, because he was appointed the ambassador of India to Russia, actually all the students were really, very sad because he was leaving BHU. So he was more of a teacher rather than a Vice Chancellor in BHU. And that's why he is remembered very well in BHU also. Even during the days when I was doing my PhD in 80s. And teachers, as everybody is well aware about, that teachers plays a big role in everybody's life. It starts from our home. So our first teachers are generally parents, that is mother and father. And then when we start going to school, or you can say nowadays kindergarten, and we start with this school tradition of going to school teachers or college teachers, university teachers. But more familiar name is tuition teachers, right? Or coaching teachers nowadays. And or you can say, as you go up, you say practical teachers or skill teachers or communication teachers and things like that. So teachers are everywhere, and anybody who teaches us, we call it as a teacher, whether it is our peers, our seniors, or even our juniors. And I consider privilege that I am still a student because I learn from my students. So sometimes even students can become teachers, right? And you can also say that time is also a teacher, because हिंदी में कहते हैं कि समय सबको सब कुछ सिखा देता है, right? So time is also a very good teacher, because as you grow, you learn from your own experiences, and experience becomes the biggest teacher in the life. So today is a very special day for us to remember our teachers in whatever forms, in whatever different ways in which they have influenced our own life, right from the childhood to the age where we are now. And it is also very important because ISIE is organizing this special conference for the school students in 4 different languages. And I'm really seeing it for the first time, I can tell you. An event being organized in 4 different Indian languages: Hindi, Marathi, Kannada, Gujarati. हिंदी में तो मैं बोल सकता हूँ, मराठी और कन्नड़ मेरे को नहीं आती है, बट गुजराती थोड़ी बहुत समझ लेता हूँ, केम छो तक चलता है, और let me tell that this is going to be a wonderful event. I can see from all the ISRO colleagues, I don't call them ex-colleagues. Please mind it. मैं कभी ISRO वालों को ex-colleague नहीं कह सकते हैं, because lifelong they will be space enthusiasts and they will be working, and that is what is called as space ISRO culture. तो हमारे ISRO के जो वैज्ञानिक हैं, जो साइंटिस्ट हैं, वो सदा काम करते रहेंगे, और चाहे वो superannuate हो जाए, but superannuation is only a number, 60 is only a number, but they will be always working. And I am so thrilled today to see many of them here online on this platform, and many of them I keep meeting also wherever I go, and I am seeing many people are actually contributing into popularizing science in different ways, or particularly space sciences. And I have been connected with many of them. They keep on inviting me. Hariom Vats is there. He is also one of them who keeps on, popularizing science in different possible ways. Some people organize this kind of conferences or lecture series. Some people organize night watches. Some people organize Astro Club and things like that. So I keep on interacting with them. But let me also tell you that this Antriksh Udyog, this Lunar Exploration 2, I think you can see this Lunar Exploration 2 now better. And India started in this era of exploration, particularly the moon, in the year 2008. Then we had the Chandrayaan-1 mission. 22nd of October 2008, we had the launch. And on 8th of November 2008, we reached the moon after 16 days of travel. And on 14th of November, that is again a very unique day, we call as Pandit Nehru's birthday or Children's Day. We had the separation of the Moon Impact Probe, and it was released to land onto the poles of the moon. And that is the first man-made object from India to land into the moon surface. So that is a very rare feat from Indian technological and space community, that we could land a small satellite, a self-independent satellite from the mother spacecraft, that is Chandrayaan-1, landing into the polar regions of the moon. But Chandrayaan-1 itself is a very well-recognized mission worldwide. Why? Because it discovered water on the moon. Till that time, we were all thinking that moon is bone dry. There is no water on the moon. But it is the Chandrayaan-1 mission which told us, no, water is there on the moon. It is there in ample amount. Of course, it is not there like lakes and seas or rivers as on planet Earth, but it is there everywhere, and much more is there in the polar regions. And it is there on the surface as well as beneath the surface. And that is why, you must be seeing now that the various space fairy nations are talking about going to the polar regions, because there we have larger amount of water present. Poles on the moons are very, very unique. They're very cold. Temperatures can be something like 50 to 100 Kelvin, or you can say somewhere around minus 200 degrees centigrade kind of thing. But they are also very unique because the craters in those regions, in the polar regions of the moon, are basically the regions where sunlight can never reach. And this is precisely because the moon, which goes around the earth, is spinning on its axis almost vertical. Earth is 23.5 degree tilt. It is something like tilt of 23.5 degree like this. But moon is almost vertical. So if the solar radiations are coming from the moon, coming towards the moon, they will not be able to see these deep craters in the polar regions. And that's why these are called as permanently shadowed regions. And they can store water for very, very long times, over millions to billions of years. And that's why the different space fairy nations are interested, or missions are interested to go to the polar regions. And that is why, the Chandrayaan-2 mission, our mission, which was the second in the series, was launched to land into the polar regions, somewhere around 70-75 degree latitude. And we know what happened very well on the morning, early morning of 7th September 2019. But the orbiter is working very well. It is in orbit around the moon, and it's providing us excellent quality of data. So our mission, our presence is there on the moon, even now. And when we talk about space exploration, let me also remind you about that we are not confined to exploring the moon. We have explored Mars with the Mars Orbiter mission or the MOM mission, the Mangalyaan. And as our Prime Minister that day when we had the successful insertion of an orbiter, and that's the Mangalyaan in the orbit of Mars, he was telling that Mars ko maa mil gayi, because mom in short, is called ma, right? अभी आजकल सब बच्चे अपनी मम्मियों को माँ नहीं बोलते हैं, mom बोलते हैं, right? So that is how the PM was narrating that Mangal ko maa mil gayi. And let me tell you that India is the only country, or I should say the first country in the world to have the successful insertion of an orbiter around the Mars in the first attempt. That is the unique feat which India has achieved. And because of which, those children who have joined us live should see the back of the 2000 rupees note. At the back of 2000 rupees note, you see a motif of Mangalyaan, because Government of India also realized that Mangalyaan is a rare feat, is a real technological feat which India has achieved. Mangalyaan also was the first, made India the first Asian country go to the Mars, and it also was the first truly interplanetary mission, because when you go to the moon is going around the Earth. So moon is under the gravity of the Earth. But Mars is not going around the Earth. Mars is going around the sun. So you have to break the gravity of the Earth to go to the Mars. So it is a truly interplanetary mission, the first Indian interplanetary mission. And it also had many firsts. One of them is what they call as autonomy features on the spacecrafts, because the light travel time between Earth and Mars can vary from 8 minutes to 45 minutes. So if you send a signal to Mars and say, hello, are you okay? You have to keep waiting, right? In the today's world of internet, we don't like to wait. We want immediate responses, whether on SMS, on WhatsApp or emails, right? But now here it cannot do anything because signal cannot travel faster than the speed of light. So you have to wait and wait till you get a signal. It could be half an hour, 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, right? So that means spacecraft should be full-fledged autonomy to decide if there is something happening on the spacecraft. And that's why this autonomy features was introduced in our Indian satellites for the first time in the Mangalyaan. Of course, there are many other things which I will talk to you all kids later on. I think we are running short of time. So we are already close to 6:30, which is the closing time for this inaugural day schedule. But let me thank Indian space industries, exhibitors, and all my ISROites for organizing such kind of event, which is really wonderful. And I really wish that this conference, the second virtual conference, will be a great success among the students, and they will certainly love to have this kind of conferences in the future. So thank you all for organizing and for inviting me. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for accepting our request to be the chief guest for this occasion and sparing your valuable time.
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, I was thinking from that Teachers' Day point of view, but since our magazine is also covering the interplanetary mission, that is your key subject, and you are internationally recognized for this subject. So I think for the releasing the magazine as well as Teachers Day, and you have very closely connected the teachers and to with your the way you explained it, from connection with Radha Krishnan, Vice Chancellor in university, and being a Vice Chancellor, he was teaching. So this is really a good thing. Howsoever you are big, you can teach. You can teach a student, and the students will inspire if some very big shot is teaching to them. So really, it's a very good learning to us also. So thank you very much, sir, for a wonderful speech, and I think we will be benefiting in near future also. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद साहब आपका, आपने इतनी अच्छी इंस्पायरिंग स्पीच दी, सभी स्टूडेंट्स आपसे होंगे इस स्पीच से। Now इसके बाद में now I invite Shri Chintamani Pai, co-founder of Speechgate, to give the vote of thanks. Please, Chintamani Pai, please give the vote.
But before Chintamani starts, let me also thank Chintamani for a very generous introduction as well as a long introduction. He was reading entire bio of myself. So thank you, Chintamani.
सर उसमें तो कम पड़ा, मैं जब आपके बायोडाटा के दूसरे पेजेस खोल रहा था ना, तो इतना अच्छा वर्णन मिल रहा था, इसलिए मैंने बोला स्टूडेंट्स को एक बार ये आपका बायोडाटा पढ़ेंगे तो रिसर्च के टॉपिक खुद ही मिल जाएंगे, उसमें इतने अच्छे ढंग से लिखा हुआ है. देयर वर अ लॉट ऑफ स्कोप, lot of things what I could understand with my little knowledge. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Please go, Chintamani. I think his image is frozen. Yeah, I know. Chintamani, you are okay?
Can you?
Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, now you are audible. Please go ahead.
Internet connection issue. So first of all, I thank Dr. Anil Bharadwaj sir, Director Physical Research Laboratory, for joining this event, officially inaugurating this event, joining this event all the way from PRL Ahmedabad. So we are very fortunate to have you. And the reason I read your very long CV, because I myself was inspired going through that long CV, and I thought all the student participants, when CV, I think they can also aim for that kind of being a researcher of that status. So I think that was the main unique conference in India.
I think your bandwidth appears to be low. You can switch off your video and can continue audio. Your video bandwidth appears to be low.
Am I audible now?
Now audible. Perfect.
Am I audible now?
Yes. Perfect.
Yeah.
Please go.
Yeah. So in fact, we have been discussing with Peter.
Chintamani, video बंद कर लो ना, अपना audio.
We are thinking. Am I audible now, sir?
Okay, but it's breaking frequently.
Okay, I'll just check. I hope I'm audible now.
Yeah, video बंद करके बोलो.
Am I audible now?
Perfect. Now you can go ahead. Now we will not be able to see, but your voice is very clear.
So I thank Dr. Anil Bharadwaj sir for accepting our invitation and guiding and inspiring all the students who have also joined across the nation. We are having the registration from most of the schools all over the India, and I think you have lit the spirit in their mind by giving the whole contribution of ISRO to the space development, what India has contributed, and missions like Mangalyaan mission, Chandrayaan mission, and what we'll be even achieving in near future. So I think that inspiring moment for all the students. And I also thank all the organizing committees, especially Indian exhibitors, which is actually having a major role in organizing this virtual conference, and then the People Science Forum from Mysuru, Professor Jagannatha Venkataramaya. And in fact, I must mention if somebody asks us what is the output of this virtual conference for school students. So I must mention that in fact, a few students from the Mahabodhi School, Mysuru, who had participated last year in our conference, in fact, this year in the month of July, they participated as young co-authors in the COSPOR conference, where they actually presented their work, school students. So I think that is quite inspiring aspect for us, inspiring factor for us to actually further go on expanding this mission of organizing the virtual conference for space science and technology for students. And maybe in near future, we will even organize in the physical offline format. And we were happy to hear that school students who participated in our conference last year, they actually went on to the next stage and they participated in the on international stage, presenting their work. And so I also thank all the other ex-ISRO scientists who have been giving constant support to continue these activities of space awareness. I thank Bharat Mehta sir. I thank Professor V.K. Jain for giving their constant support and guidance to organize these events. With this, I thank all the participants from all over India, especially my student friends and all the space enthusiasts who have been eagerly waiting for Dr. Anil Bharadwaj sir's inaugural moment, inaugurating this whole event. And with that, we are quite excited to having this conference inaugurated, to have very successful events ahead, which are lined up in this month. Thank you all.
Thank you, Chintamani Pai. Mr. Mathur, you want to say something? Or yeah, please.
Just thanks to Dr. Bharadwaj and my team members, those especially free from ISRO, all superannuated. Still, they are very active. As Bharadwaj sir said, our all retired people are also working very actively since last 3 years. This team is working, and we have organized lot of programs in during even COVID times on various aspects of space science and technology, and a large number of students have taken part, and more people are showing their interest in various types of programs. And some of the schools, they have requested us to come physically have an offline program in Bombay as well as in Madhya Pradesh. So I think after this is over, we'll definitely try to make. And Bombay people, they want in Marathi language that program, because basically in a government school still people are teaching in the regional languages, and they are not very rich. Basically they don't have much money, fees is also very less. So these type of students, they have got good brains, and we'll have to create awareness among these people. Especially same case is there in the Madhya Pradesh, Khajuraho. That school, they want everything in Hindi. So our team is there. Our Jain Sahib is from Madhya Pradesh, Sagar. And next year, hopefully, with the support of all, we will have at least 10 languages this particular program. Thank you very much, sir.
Great. Congratulations, sir. Congratulations.
Thank you, everybody, for saying the inspiring word to us, and especially Dr. Bharadwaj, who has, मतलब हम लोगों को, मैंने जो ये retired scientist थे या ex थे, तो उसमें X word हटाने को बोला, because we should keep on continuing the work. So definitely.
Sir, excuse me, Anil Bharadwaj ji, one small 30 seconds request for you. It was Gavarikar ji, when he was Department of Science and Technology Secretary, being a ex-scientist, space scientist, he could earmark 7 crores of rupees for Bharat Jan Vigyan Jata. It's only an input for all of our, working and retired ISROites. So look into this sort of some sort of resources, which will greatly help Mathur Sahab and all of us to take a little stride further.
Thank you, Dr. Bharadwaj. आपने लोगों ने हम स्टूडेंट्स के अलावा हम लोगों में भी एक एनर्जी और जान फूंक दी है, जो कि कुछ लोग मतलब बोलते हो यार आप रिटायर्ड हो, ये हो, क्यों करते हो, क्यों लगे हो, बट आई थिंक दिस words are absolutely not relevant. Those who are working, contributing any small thing. So please keep on doing the things and to help the nation and also to uplift the common man. Thank you very much. Now we'll meet on the next this thing 9th.
11th.
Sorry, 11th. 11th there is a program in Hindi. On 19th there is a program on 2 languages.
18th.
18th is the there is a
Gujarati and Kannada.
Gujarati and Kannada, and the last 25th.
25th is our Satish Dhawan's birthday also. On that day we are having
Okay,
in
very good.
Marathi. And
So we have got very good guest also, chief guest for the respective session. So I think everybody will enjoy and will learn from them. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Thank you.
thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Once
Thank
again.
you so much. Take care.
Thank you,
All
sir.
the very
Thank you.
best wishes
Thank you very much.
for
Thank you.
upcoming days and events.
That was very touching, sir.
आशीर्वाद है और आपकी
Very
सेवा भी
powerful.
हम बार बार लेते रहेंगे. आपके इतने अच्छे
बिल्कुल,
इंस्पायरिंग
बिल्कुल।
वर्ड हैं माथुर
Very
साहब.
powerful.
Definitely.
Very powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
बहुत सभी को बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
Okay, Mahathir
आओ
sir.
जो.
Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Jagannath ji, for meeting